observe the masses and do the opposite. Now's the time to take action and make 5 years of return in just 1 year. Now, if you've been listening to the news with all the talk of inflation, interest rates, and a recession, you probably think that now's a really good time to batten down the hatches and close all the doors and windows. But the fact is that if you know what you're doing, then now is the best opportunity in a decade to get involved with property. Now, in order to understand this, we have to explain exactly what's going on in the economy. A lot of you will have heard that the inflation rate has been out of control. We were at double digits just a few months ago, and now we're back down to 8.7% at the moment. And this is where the Bank of England comes in. What we have realized is that we've been spending too much, and the Bank of England needs to get all of us to start spending less. The Bank of England has a 2% target for inflation, and if inflation goes above 2%, they have to use the tools at their disposal to bring inflation back down. So if the Bank of England increases the interest rate, it encourages people to save more and to spend less. And if people save more and spend less, then ultimately inflation continues to come back down again. Now, the knock-on impact of increasing the base rate is that typically mortgage interest rates also increase. And if mortgage interest rates increase in the property market, your rental profit tends to reduce. So if a rental profit is reducing, then ultimately this is not such a good thing for property investors. However, there are two main advantages for people that are looking to get involved in property at this time. The first is that if the rental profits are reducing, then the number of people looking to get involved in property right now is actually lower. And if the number of people is lower, that means there's less competition in the market, and it means we can actually negotiate better prices on properties. So right now is a really good opportunity to negotiate and get extra discounts on properties, which means that you could easily save yourself tens of thousands of pounds on the purchase price of property. The second advantage is a little bit more longer term. If there are less people buying buy-to-let properties, in general, we can expect there to be less rental stock, less people renting properties. And if that's the case, then what you'll find is that renters will pay more in order to secure the best properties. And by doing so, they'll be increasing the rent slowly but surely. Increases in rent when the purchase price is either staying the same or decreasing means that actually yields increase as well. So that is the advantage for people that are looking to get into the world of property right now. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what happens if the market crashes? I don't want to be involved in property if the market's going to crash. In reality, it's actually unlikely that the market's going to crash. The fact is that demand is through the roof and supply has been down for a number of years. And as a result, there's always going to be a demand for property because people need to live somewhere. So the market probably isn't going to crash. As well as that, the fundamentals of our economy at the moment mean that we're actually quite fundamentally strong, which is why our inflation rate is at 8.7%. So the market probably isn't going to crash. The other thing that you might be thinking is, well, what happens with these interest rates? If the interest rates are so high, then actually my rental profit is being squeezed. Is it really the best time to get involved in property, even if I can get a discount on the purchase price? Well, here's one way to think about it. Over a 10-year period, actually 60 to 80% of your overall return comes from the capital growth, not from the rental return. What that means is that although the rental return is reducing slightly, most of your return is going to come from holding that property over the space of 10 years and the increasing in price of that property over that time period. Remember that actually property is the best asset class for the medium to long term. And let's face it, from your perspective, anyone that's watching this video, you've probably been looking to invest in property for the last year or two. And now that is the perfect time for you to get involved. It's really time for you to take action and make the most of this opportunity. Remember, no one regrets buying properties 20 years ago. And if you're looking to invest for the long term, then this is a perfect opportunity to get involved. But there is one thing to say. You have to know what you're doing. The fact is that property is a long and cumbersome process with lots of things that need to fit together and lots of things that need to go right. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can quite easily get burnt and, in the worst case scenario, lose yourself tens of thousands of pounds. If you don't know what you're doing, you might want to consider getting in touch with a company like ours that can help you make the most of this opportunity. If you want to get started on your property investment journey, scroll down now and click to book a call with us, and we'll be happy to have that conversation with you. We look forward to speaking to you.